Why won't you sign it?
Let me explain something to you about business, since, as usual, you're turning this into something about yourself. No contract means I have all the power. They want me, but they can't have me.
You're right.
Really is. I need to calm down. Who is he visiting? Is this Charles Whitmore?
Wake up, Charles.
Ooh. I'm about to give this man a knife. It's about to be a bloody birthday. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Rants, and more rants. That is all I have to say. I know people will be like, why does he ramble on for so long? Because I'm trying to provide context, okay? I'm trying to provide context for the stuff that I say, and most of the stuff that I'm talking about comes to mind while I'm talking, so I just have to get it out, okay? So don't complain about my long reviews, all right? Because I do them also to kind of provide transformative content and not get copyrighted for my videos, so that I'm providing good commentary and critique to what I'm watching, so that I can, you know, you get what I'm saying, just to stay in within that fair use boundaries as well. So just bear with me. If you disagree with what I'm saying, you don't have to watch it, you know what I mean? And if you disagree, you can write a comment about it, you know what I'm saying? We can have a civil discourse about these things, because I think discussion can yield great results, you know, most of the time. But you see, people nowadays, they're so easily triggered by other people's beliefs, and you know, but that's their beliefs, you know what I mean? If that's what they believe, you can have as I said, civil discourse and talk about stuff, and maybe that person can convince you of something to think of that you never thought of before from a different perspective. So it's always good to have conversation, man. I know I sit here for 15-20 minutes talking about something, and it's just from my point of view. So when you guys go into the comment section and attack me because of my views, it doesn't solve anything. All you're doing is just talking out your ass, and it doesn't solve anything. You get what I'm saying? You're not here for a discussion. You know, you start out, and most people, when they start out, what they do is they call me names, and they this and they that, and I'm this and I'm that, and whatever, and then they might try to make a point. You know, then they might try to make a point about what I'm saying. Some people are just straight up racist towards me, but hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. That stuff doesn't even remotely bother me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it's whatever, man. It's and I leave those comments up all the time. We talk about that stuff in Discord all the time. So if you want, you can join the Discord server as well. I do encourage you guys to join the Discord server, because it's a lot, you know, a lot of discussions happen over there. I go live over there sometimes, and you know, just talk with, you know, subscribers and stuff like that. So that's something that you guys can do. Well, anyways, if you want to watch these episodes early before we jump in here, make sure that you go check out the Patreon and membership on the original channel as well. You can sign up, and also you get to see or get early access to the MADMEN videos. There's also some other stuff that we watch as well over on the Patreon that is not available on YouTube as yet. So plenty of shows to come, so make sure you go check it out. Let's get to the reaction. I will see you guys for the review.
You asking if I've seen these before? They've been running this for 10 years.
The Playtex people are jealous.
Sales are strong.
Someone has a wife with an opinion.
They would like to do what Maidenform is doing, not what we're doing. Peggy, do you wear Playtex? And if so, why?
I do. And I agree with the 95 women we surveyed about how well it fits.
I find they both open easily.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, you're gonna hear stuff like that because that's just how men communicate. That's how men talk. See, nowadays, nowadays, men will probably hold back on stuff like this because of, you know, the state of society. You know what I'm saying? Similar to what I was talking about in the last episode where I talked about Peggy being in this arena of men. She's the only woman in here, so she's gonna hear stuff like this and think they're, you know, you're gonna be like, ah, disgusting. Some people be like looking at that and be like, ah, disgusting. But that's just how men are. That's how we are, man. That's how we are. We gonna make light of stuff, and you gotta be okay with that. You can't look at that and be like, oh, it's unprofessional or whatnot. That's just how men communicate. It's how it has been forever. It's just how men are. I mean, you can make the argument he didn't have to say that, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? We're constantly thinking about sex and sexy stuff. This is how we are, man.
They want us to raise the bar.
Why? Because their share of the market keeps increasing?
You see them every 4 months. Why not throw them a bone? Let them see they're paying for creative.
Just wrinkle it a little.
Just for fun, let's say we're looking for new. And by new, I mean old Maidenform. Peggy, you dig in around Playtex's unique benefits.
Your wife, Mrs.
Pauline,
Phillips.
I see her. Thank you, Joyce. Someone made you smell like a girl. Yes. Come on, this way. Hey, Slugger.
Hey, Dad.
I can't leave right now. I wish you would have told me that you're going to be early.
Well, I know you're not good in the afternoons.
That's not true anymore. You know that.
Did you get a suite?
They open up the room next door. I even got a roll away for Chauncey. 'Cause he's a good boy. Yeah. So you'll have to wait a little while in my office, do your studies, work up an appetite.
Sorry to bother you. Nice dog. Can I bend your ear a minute?
Spit it out, Freddie.
We're gonna need another box of brassieres.
Yes, of course.
Enjoy your holiday.
Oh, hell nah.
Didn't know you belonged here. I've been coming here since I was a kid.
Where's Tara?
Over there, I think. I know you changed your schedule, and I'm afraid I had something to do with that.
Oh yeah.
Don't be
You're being
ridiculous.
an absolute
All I wanted to say is, please,
crazy
ride when you
person.
want.
Arthur, it's okay. As we used to say in college, let's be friends.
Good.
Namaste.
Well, this is not to dim our resolute admiration for the fortitude of those who have so nobly served our country. If you could please stand, all servicemen, for a moment of our insufficient appreciation. Lester was a rough rider. Please, heroes, on your feet.
Some hero you are, Don. He is not proud of it. That's for sure.
Vanderheuvel, last year's singles champ.
Really? You're really going? I didn't think you'd want to leave this.
People will be working. I should stop by.
Where is he going?
Oh, you're there. Good.
Yes. But there's been a change of plans. I'm spending the day with my son. I don't know why I never brought him up.
You don't know? You didn't care to bring him up.
Jimmy will be at the Beverly Hills for the next 10 days. I could stay out at the beach and you could join.
With your son?
You never saw it.
Don't do that.
You never think about it.
No.
I do. All the time. God, inside your body crushing me. I don't know why I think about it. I'd like that.
Concerned for my well-being? Here's your cigarette. Be on your way.
But wait, there's more. You are going to have lunch with Duck, because I want you to sign an armistice on American Airlines.
What are you talking about?
Errol Flynn is gone, and so is my taste for swordplay. You two need to put them away.
I have.
Don't go to bed angry.
2 hot chocolates.
I don't want it.
Sure you do. It's good when it's hot to drink something hot. If you continue with the Scouts, you would have learned that. There's a food cart. It'll be here in 20 minutes. No scraps for Chauncey.
I have money. I have $150.
Mark.
Mr. Reeve gave it to me.
And why would he do that?
Sharif is boinking your ex-wife.
Because he wants us to be happy when he marries Mom.
We all want you to be happy. And whatever his intentions, it's very generous.
He already asked her.
Why are you being such a jerk? You should have
know
named you
eventually that
Patricia.
you're starting new lives.
We understand. We don't care.
Franklin Reeve is a good man.
Mom's going to stick you with Chauncey.
What?
We're supposed to say goodbye to him.
Dad, he's your dog.
And I've learned to live without him so you 2 kids could have some consistency.
Frank's allergic.
Poor Chauncey. Nobody wants him.
Your mother will be here in a half an hour.
Oh, I was thinking. Women right now already have a fantasy, and it's not going up the Nile. It's right here in America. Jackie Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe. Jackie, Marilyn, Jackie,
Marilyn.
That is an idea. And an impressive presentation.
Well, you always say it's a 24-hour-a-day job.
I don't know if all women are a Jackie or a Marilyn. Maybe men see them that way.
Bras are for men. Women want to see themselves the way men see them.
Which do you think I am?
Gertrude Stein.
Jesus.
I would say you're more classic. Hellenic.
Peggy, you're gonna have company on this. Congratulations, Kinsey. Forced your way onto an account.
Mr. Phillips is here.
Listen, any idea when I can schedule playtex?
We're laying track. I think you can bring the train in tomorrow.
Something new, I hope.
2 sides of one woman. Jackie by day, Marilyn by night. Maybe it's 2 girls.
I have to talk about this a little bit because I didn't want to cut the scene there, but even though I usually do. But when I say you can't say that, bro. Bras are not for men. It's an nobody wears bras on the outside, so you don't really know. Like, it's to help women. I mean, in some ways I guess you could say it's for men and women. It's for men and women because it helps women to, you know what I'm saying, push them up a little bit, you know what I'm saying, hold them up, not let them hang, you know what I'm saying. It's an aesthetic, you know what I mean. Some women like to let them breathe. It also potentially hides the nipple as well, you know what I'm saying. So I guess it is I would say it's for men and women. I know it kind of sounds bad when you say it's for men. Because it perks up the bosom. You know what I'm saying? It perks up the bosom so men can look. Or watch me get canceled for saying this shit. Watch me get canceled for this, man. Jesus Christ. You can't even talk freely about this stuff because it's just like, you know what I mean? But I don't care. Either way, you get my meaning, because when you say stuff like that, it's kind of like how we say that, makeup and stuff like that, the women wear makeup, it's to attract men. And they're like, nah, I just want to look good. It's like, but, you can look good without makeup. So why do you need makeup to look good? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of crazy to me because it's when you hear women say stuff like that, it's just like, no, you wear the bra so you can perk up the tits, and so men can have something to look at, or to make it seem like you have bigger boobs than you actually do. It's all those things are true. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, then why do you have to look? Because I'm a man. You know, because I'm a man. I am not going to sit here and make it seem like I'm not attracted to the female body, and when I see it, I'm not looking. If I should do a eye tracking video and watch videos, you will see that women come on the screen, the first thing I'm looking at is the boobs. If they I'm sorry. It's just we you know, and men who out there who pretend like they don't look, feel sorry for you, bro. It's different.
I wish you would have told me you were going to work Tuesday night.
Well, if you have something better, I'll run it by Don.
I'm not saying I had a better idea, but now I'm not even a part of it. All I had to do was be in that bar.
Believe me, you didn't want to be in that bar. Go write me some titillating copy.
Okay. I'm laughing because it's so out of order, bro. You don't do.
Are you coming by to pick me up?
No. It's just I wasn't really planning on coming back after lunch.
Roger told me it was just a friendly lunch. I know. People start giving you things, they think it's cute. All I can say is it's been hard to figure things out around here.
18 months in? We can't be that unusual. You've been pitching more to me than you have to clients.
What does that mean?
It means you've been selling their ideas to me more than mine to them.
When I was in the Marine Corps, I missed duty. Fell down the steps or something. My squad leader covered, but then I confessed to the men. That's not the situation I want to be in here.
So what? You're covering for me? Who am I in this story?
I'm grateful, Don. Look, I did everything I could for you on American Airlines. It was a risk worth taking. People think of us differently.
What do you want me to say?
You haven't, I told you so. Okay? Can we move forward? I'm the one who looks bad.
Yes. Of course we can. And I will tell Roger we had lunch.
You here to audition?
No one told me about this.
I'm taking pictures. You can look at the pictures. I didn't know you'd want to come.
Is Paul in there?
You can come in if you want.
No. I'm just surprised because I have an eye for this.
Don't worry about Kinsey. I won't let him put anything together without you. What were you doing at Sterling Cooper?
There was a casting call for Playtex.
All right. Want me to find out how it went?
I already know. Not well.
I find that hard to believe.
But it doesn't make any sense because all they need is a picture.
I didn't bring my camera with me, but I can't imagine it being better than this.
I don't know, maybe
Yo,
I'm tired.
yo,
I just flew back from working.
don't sleep on my boys Pete though with the charisma. This dude is unbearable at times, but he's smooth with it though. He's smooth with it, man. He really is like he's good at his jobs. He has terrible ideas sometimes, but when he's on, he's on. You know what I'm saying?
What's your name?
Peter Campbell.
How did this happen? This man. Yo.
Thank you.
You about to knock up another woman.
Stop. Turn around.
I
When I
can't
first saw you,
remember where I
thought you
know
were
her
foreign.
from, man.
Really? Is that right? I have company.
Really? That's not sexy. That's like you bringing a girl home and your mom just busts
Who was
through the door.
My mother.
Really?
I've crossed the high, untrespassed sanctum.
I don't know why men think they can cheat like women won't find out. Like, especially if you don't wash up. Like, let's hope you didn't knock some other woman up. At the very least. Damn, Betty. In the house, is that what it is?
Something?
What's that?
You like it? I bought it at the auction.
Can I speak to you a minute? You asked me if I like it. I don't.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a 15-year-old lifeguard. I'm talking about a bunch of tennis pros, not to mention all those loafing millionaires taking the summer off. You want to be ogled?
Oh, Don.
It's desperate.
I didn't know that.
You know,
See what I'm saying, guys? See what I'm saying, man? I'm telling you, bruh. A lot of people is gonna look at this scene and be like, she should be able to wear whatever she wants and stuff like that. He specifically said to her, do you want to be ogled? You get what I'm trying to say? And that's us just protecting. And the thing about it is this, right? A lot of times they're gonna say, well, she's gonna be at I think it's a pool she's going to be at. And a lot of times, people are going to say that, it is wrong for him to be like that. But that's just him protecting. Like some men, like for me, I wouldn't mind it. If it's around, if it's around family, I'm not going to give a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying your woman shouldn't go to the beach in a swimsuit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you go to the beach, like everybody there is doing that. You get what I'm saying? So yes, for me, that might be okay, but I can understand a man who doesn't want their wife to go out like that to anywhere. You get what I'm saying? And men was a lot more stricter back in those days than they are today. Like, men has eased up on a lot of things. You get what I'm saying? They eased up on a lot of things. Especially how your woman dress and stuff like that. Like, men allow your women to wear all sorts of stuff going out with them. And for me, there's certain things that I will do. There's certain things that I won't allow, or I will say to her, hey, no, that's way too revealing. Because it's not like she doesn't have stuff that she will go out and she will buy this and that and whatever, right? And I don't know about it. It's just dress that she'll buy. I don't know about it. She buys stuff, right? And eventually we may be going out and she'll put on one of those dresses and she'll ask me, what do I think of this, right? And she's asking me to know if it's something that I'm cool with. You get what I'm saying? So I would say no, that's way too revealing. But if we're going to the beach, you know what I'm saying, and she puts on a swimsuit or whatever, 2-piece, 1-piece, whatever, to go to the beach, or that, even though thinking about it, we haven't been to the beach in forever. So it's fine because, everybody's, wearing that at the beach, pretty much. Everybody's going to be wearing that at the beach. So I'm not going to be too fussy about that. But I do understand where Don is coming from. If he's trying to protect his wife from being ogled because he knows how men are when it comes down to the situation, and I don't even think that he's gonna be there too. That's another thing. I don't think he's gonna be there. So that's another thing as well that I think that maybe bothered him, because he's not gonna be there. So it's probably not gonna be cool with him. But that's just me speculating, because I don't know if he's gonna be there or not. I don't think he's gonna be there.
Are you aware that I'm on the Playtex account?
What about it?
Please tell the girls I'm to be included in all the memos.
Sure. For a moment there, I thought you were just another person coming to ask me about my brassiere.
There's business going on, and I'm not invited.
Yo, Joan is...
I'm a good drinker. You know how this office
She
works.
is fine, bro. On a serious note, bro. Joan is... I mean, I guess it's the red hair that really gets me, because I'm really into redheads.
Learn to speak the language. And honestly, you've never listened to a word I've said. You want to be taken seriously? Stop dressing like a little girl.
women have feelings about these women because men do. Because we want both. They want to be both. Here's the idea, very simply. The bra is called the Harlequin. In fit and form, it should be your very best. It comes in black and white. Jackie, Marilyn.
Is that Peggy?
Same incredible fit, two different women, the same model.
Look at that, it is.
And even if you don't notice it, you still get a bit of an aha when you read the copy. Nothing fits both sides of a woman better than Playtex.
I like the girl.
So will your customers. It's a very flattering mirror.
This definitely moves you into Maidenform's neighborhood.
Peggy in the picture.
Sales have been so good when we talk about how well our brassieres fit.
I don't know what to say. Let Maidenform have women's imaginations. We'll take their money.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
No one else can have this campaign, right?
It's yours. We'll keep it on file for you.
That was a waste of inspiration.
These people.
Don't worry, it's not your fault. I think we bought a couple years of security. If they ever decide they want to go that way, they know we can do it.
Listen, we would love to show our appreciation by entertaining you gentlemen tonight.
And you could put it on our bill.
Make sure Don knows he's invited.
If we were to take you to see some girls in their underwear, would you feel like you're at work?
No, that sounds good.
That's on 44th and 8th.
We will be there, and the tab will be open.
What's he trying to do? Drink? Is he an alcoholic? Really? Wow. Wow. The dog was judging him.
It's flattering to be able
It's funny
to
how
be
he's out here cheating and then telling his wife what to wear. Oh my god.
Oh, the Voltan Draper treatment.
You're spoiling the mood.
I wanted it and I got it, and it's better than they said.
They?
Have no fear. You're known as a connoisseur.
Yeah, your name is getting around, buddy.
Are you talking about me?
What?
Who?
Sarah Tierney at Random House.
Sarah.
This is nobody's maiden voyage here. Handsome. You have a reputation.
Does it make you feel better to think that I'm like you?
Gloves come off. I like this.
I'm gonna leave her ass there tied up.
What are you doing? Are you going?
I told you to stop talking.
Hey, look, it's Peggy.
I don't know. I heard we were celebrating. I thought I'd stop by.
In you now. Now you got the best seat in the house. Huh? Tell me what you want for Christmas.
She's hella uncomfortable.
Are you okay, Daddy?
You know what, Sally? I think you better leave me alone.
What's wrong with him? I guess what old girl said to him is getting to him. Maybe. That's a really nice shot to show this double life that he's living. Man, I am so I don't even know what to say, because I don't know how this is gonna go over once this gets to YouTube. I don't know how it's gonna go over, because I talk about a lot of things that YouTube does would want to censor. So a lot of this stuff is probably my videos are probably going to be demonetized. But as I've told you guys before, that's not going to stop me from saying what I have to say about these things. These are my thoughts, and if you have, you know, anything against my thoughts or anything like that, you know, that's just what it is. These are my beliefs. I talk about what I see inside of the show, and I comment on it. So I know there's this huge thing going on these days between men and women, where it's just like we're seeing, you know, the true colors of what modern women are like and what modern men are like. You get what I'm saying? And us, like me, traditional men, when we speak out against certain things that we see in society that's going on, we get cowed down. We get, you know what I'm saying, cowed, you know what I'm saying? We get put down for it. And it's like, we're not allowed to say these things because, you know, oh, you're not progressive enough or whatever the situation is. And it's not even about that. Just like how you're allowed to have your beliefs, I'm allowed to have mine. And you're not going to censor me. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to censor myself, because when I speak, I speak. If you don't agree with what I have to say, that's just what it is. You don't agree. And that's fine. That's okay. We don't have to agree on everything, because at the end of the day, you got to go live your life and I got to go live mine. So at the end of the day, I'm not out here, you know, trying to essentially convince you of anything. I just speak my mind. If you resonate with what I'm saying, then, you know, so it is, right? So you know, it continued the theme in this episode. It kind of continued the theme of, you know, with Peggy trying to fit in. And it's not easy. It is not an easy thing to fit in when it comes on to a woman trying to fit into a man's world. And the reason why I say a man's world, I'm not talking about the whole wide world. I'm talking about a man's world of you're in business and they work together, and men just do things. I've done what you saw there, and I've done that before. I've done that for business meetings and stuff like that, with clients and stuff like that. I've done that. Go to the strip club, even though that strip club is very mild. You know what I'm saying? Very mild. I know, because it's, you know, what channel was this on? AMC? I don't even know what channel this was on, but either way, what I'm trying to say is that the purpose of that, and you trying to go into that, there's a reason why you probably weren't invited. And you invited yourself, and you see now you're in a situation where you're uncomfortable. She's obviously uncomfortable because she's trying to fit in with the boys. She even asked Joan for advice. You know what I'm saying? And Joan she's a great example of playing with the big boys and still remaining feminine. She's a prime example of that. Forget the whole, you know, sleeping with the boss thing. Forget that. That's a part of what she does as well, but that's not the part I'm highlighting right now. I'm just trying to say that she remains feminine. So she's not trying to be masculine. You get what I'm saying? She remains in her feminine energy. And that's good. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. And she could still play with the big boys because she understands their world. And she understands that certain things that they do is just what it is. Because that's how men are. Now you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation because you wanted to fit in. You go to this strip club, right? Because you want to be one of the boys. You want them to respect you. This is not the way. This is not how you do it. Because you're going to get mistreated in a situation like this. Now, what are you going to do? Because you can't be... she could be rude to the boss. You know what I'm saying? If I was there and I saw something like that happen, I probably would have said something to the client and be like, no. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But then again, in certain situations like that, nowadays, if you say something like that to a client with a woman there, a woman is gonna be like, you don't have to defend me. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna hear. You don't have to defend me. I could defend myself. You get what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times you see, even in situations like those, men don't even say nothing. Because I'm watching the show and I can see how uncomfortable she is with that situation, with him just grabbing her, and you got the best seat in the house and slap her pretty much on his lap. I mean, not pretty much, but on his lap, right? Like, that's crazy. That's out of bounds. You out of line. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that if I was there, she's not one of the, you know, the strippers, if you will. She's not one of those. So, you know, that comes with a job as a stripper, if that's happened, you know what I'm saying, even then. So with Peggy being here and she's just trying to fit in and she's doing all of this, this is not going to gain you respect. This is only gonna this does not make you one of the guys. This is just going to make them disrespect you even more, other than what they've been doing already. You know what I'm saying? So this is just insane to me when you look at the climate of the times that we are living in, when it comes on to men and women dynamics, of the things that were working and the things that needed to be changed, that has changed. But then you know, men feeling like they've been doing this forever and not getting no respect for doing it. Then woman comes in and now they feel entitled, right? And it's a problem. It is a problem, because I don't believe that it's going to get better. That's the thing. Like all these videos and men and all this other stuff that you see on the internet, on YouTube videos, and all these other guys that are talking about this stuff and talking about female nature and all this other stuff, I don't think it's going to change. It's like, oh, we got to get this message out there. I don't think it's going to change. I think women are going to triple down on what they've been doing. That's what I believe is going to, I think they're going to triple down, because trust me when I tell you that even if men, what you're going to see is this, right? What you're going to see is a lot of these men, they're going to get the lesson. They're going to realize that females are like this, women are like this, right? Because all they want is the top percentage of guys. That's all they want. So now we're going to build ourselves up to get to that top percentage, right? And when we get to that top percentage, we're not going to want to get married. That's what's going to happen. And then women are going to be asking for marriage, and then they're going to be left alone. And they're going to keep tripling down, quadrupling down, and bear down into their entitlement, and not going to realize that, hey, we got too many women that are getting to 40, 50 years old and never had a steady relationship, and sexual liberation for all. I don't think it's going to change for women. I don't think it's going to change. I think the influence on young men is going to get out there. They're going to realize what's happening, because guess what? They're going to bear down, and then they're just going to get to the point where they're just going to be like, they're going to have the status, they're going to have the money, they're going to work their ass off to get into that top percentage of guys that are, you know, having sex with all the women, and they're just going to be there enjoying themselves. And they're not going to seek to marry. Or some woman is going to decide to marry them, and they're going to cheat. Well, not cheat, but they're going to know that, hey, the top percentage of guys, that's what they do, right? They want to fool around, and you're just going to have to accept that. Is that the kind of life you want? Is that the kind of life you want? Even though I don't agree that men should do that, that's the direction we're heading in. You get what I'm saying? That's the direction we're heading in. And it's sad. It really is sad. And this show kind of showcases a lot of those dynamics, even back in the day, in the 60s, of this stuff happening when women got to the workplace. And as I've said before, I'm not against women working. I'm not against it, right? But at the very least, you got to understand that you being in the workplace, you got the sacrifice. You got to understand what the sacrifice is. Don't wake up one day, as I said in my last review, don't wake up one day and start asking where are all the good men at. You sacrificed all of that time of, you know, trying to actually find a husband, somebody you could spend the rest of their life with. You sacrificed all of that for sexual liberation and work. That's what you did. Right? You can't wake up one day at 35 now trying to have kids. Like, it doesn't work that way. Sorry to say, but you know, the biological clock is a real thing. You can't be like that. So when I see stuff like this, even a situation with old dude that, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to move on, move forward. And, you know what I'm saying, I know he wasn't happy about, you know, his wife and his kids essentially moving on from him and sticking him with the dog. And I think I think he may have been an alcoholic before. Feel sorry for him on that. And Pete's still eyeing Peggy too, like some strange things. But also with the Don situation, you know, that happened in the episode when he told Peggy, when he told Betty to take off, you know what I'm saying, so essentially don't wear that, go out of the house. It's like, and he said he didn't like it. He didn't like the fact that she's wearing it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's, as I said, there's nuance to it, because, you know, it depends on the occasion. If you're going to a pool or you're going to the beach without me, you're not going to the beach in that. That's why I was like, you saw my face when she came on screen, and I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? You just woke up and put that on? You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you know what I'm saying? You trying to get down right now? You know what I'm saying? You're trying to tell Don you know what I'm saying? Spice it up a little bit? What's going on? You know what I mean? But it turns out that, you know, she was going somewhere. And as I said, I don't think Don was going to be there. And I think that's mainly why he probably was like, nah, that ain't happening. All sorts of dudes are going to be oogling at you. We can't have that. And I'm not there. You get what I'm saying? And I know the narrative is, you know, that guy is insecure. And it's really not insecure. It's just protecting. Because a lot of times, you know, it's strange. Because remember the guy? I don't remember his name. But the guy that came on to Betty at the stable, right? Or with the horse back riding place, right? That guy, he doesn't even know that guy came on to his wife. Like, he doesn't know. Listen, I'm not making any excuses for it. I'm talking about these two as individuals and what they're experiencing. Okay? Peggy has not given into any cheating, right? She has not cheated on Don. I don't know if it's going to happen, but she has not cheated on Don. Don is constantly cheating on Betty, and he's absolutely wrong for what he's doing. I've talked about it extensively about him. It doesn't interfere with the stuff that he feels for Betty, though. You get what I'm saying? He still has an obligation as her husband and as his wife to protect her. So he's still in that protective mode. And that's why you hear a lot of people today say men are capable of loving their wife and still have sex with, you know, thousands of other women. And it's true. We are capable of doing that. We're capable to have sex, and it's whatever. We are capable of that. Women, not so much. They may be able to do it once or twice, but not so much. Most of the relations that they get into, it takes a special kind of woman to be able to do that. And they have to be completely and utterly in their masculine energy to be able to do that, right? But with men, it's very easy for us to have sex with someone and it's whatever. Tomorrow is whatever. We could kick you out and don't give a shit. It's very easy, but we could still love a wife at home, a woman that we love, we want to protect, give her all our resources to. That is very true. Does that mean we have to do it? No. Doesn't mean we have to do it. Doesn't mean that we got to operate that way. As a matter of fact, I don't like men that operate that way. I absolutely despise men that do that. That think that just because they can cheat, they should. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely despise them, right? And I think that's one of the challenges as our male imperative for us to fight against when we get married. Because we can have those absolutely meaningless relationships outside of the marriage, right? It's a challenge for us to keep it in the pants and keep it just with the wife. That's our challenge in marriage. Take that on. Take that on. You know what I'm saying? So you may think differently, and that's cool. But that's what I'm going to leave it up to you guys today. Love the women in the show, love the men in the show as well. But their attitudes, like, I can't find one like Peggy is probably the purest out of everybody in the show, and she still got issues that I got to talk about. So it's like, it's crazy because there's really all the main characters, the people that gets featured in the show, they all have issues going on, and that just proves to you how imperfect humans are, man. It's crazy. And I love the individualism that they point out in this show as well. Love it, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always, man. I will see you guys next time for some more Mad Men. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. Peace.